Hi, welcome to our number formation video. This is to help children who can sometimes reverse numbers or get confused with where to start or how to form their number. Watch this. All you need, it's really simple, is you need a hand, you need a pen or a pencil, and you need a whiteboard or a piece of paper. And that is it. But you must have the important thing, it must be their left hand. And we know it's a left hand because it makes the shape of the L for left. If your child is left-handed, don't panic. I'm going to show you at the end how you can make that work for them and make sure it works properly, even if they're left-handed. So all these, this way I can help them form their numbers. What they have to do is put their hand on the board and make their thumb out at 90 degrees like that. And we just start with the number 1, which we do as a straight line. We don't add anything else. We don't do any of these because that looks like a 7 and that can often look like a 7, and then they put a line down there. So we just do a very simple straight line down from finger down. That is our number 1, okay? And then you can see your number 1. So the next number, you may need to move your hand on the board when you're doing this. Once again, our hand comes out like that. We're going to do the number 2, and the number 2 starts here, goes around the thumb, down the hand, and then back. And you can see that makes a nice number 2. And they do find number 2 quite tricky to begin with when they're starting their number formation. This is one that they often reverse constantly throughout school. So this should help them. Once again, their thumb is out. Number 3, around the tree, around the tree. That's how we make number 3. And this way with the thumb really helps because it stops this, which is what we see a lot of the time. So that's your 3. Okay, and even if a child is writing and we know that they're doing their numbers a lot smaller and obviously they can't get their thumb in there, it helps them to put their hand there to think about where they're going to start and where it's going to go. So the next number is number 4, and you can see probably straight away where that is going to go. We make the L, the L for that we have in the hand, and then we put a straight line down. The next one is a number that they all find really tricky, and this one really helps. So it's the number 5. And they do find this tricky. When we start with number 5, we start going down the fingers. So we start going down the fingers and then we go around the thumb. Make a big round circle around the thumb and then put the hat on the top. Then we have our number 5. This stops this happening, which is when they write their 5, but it looks like an S because they have that really nice clear line going down their hand and then around, and also stops this, which lots of them do when they reverse their 5. So a really nice way of remembering how to do their 5s. Number 6, once again, we can start at the top, come around, follow the hand down, curl it around and just keep on going. So it nicely spirals around there inside, but we start at the top, as you notice with all of them, and then come down. That's number 6. Number 7, you want to put your hand a bit higher up here, so that way go across the thumb and then follow the hand down, follow the line of the hand down, and you get your number 7 like that. Number 7. Number 8 is a little bit trickier. This one we use the thumb for the middle of the 8. So we never do our 8s like this. Okay, the reason being, if they do it like that, that actually looks like something completely different. It looks like 2 zeros. It's a number we don't take the pen off the paper or the whiteboard when we start. So you may want to give them a little dot on here to help them with where they start for the number 8. and they want to come in and hit the thumb as they're doing it. So we make that curly caterpillar coming round. We come down to greet the thumb, and then when we've greeted the thumb, we come away from the thumb, and then we want to come and play with the thumb again and away from the thumb again and join it up. Okay, so they want to come and join the thumb, away from the thumb, join the thumb, away from the thumb. Remember this one, if they've got their S shape, it is also the S shape and then join it up. That's another way without the hand, but this helps them to remember we don't do our 8s like this. We do it like that in one fell swoop. Right, number 9. This one we've got up here. Once again, you might want to put a dot up for this one just to give them some guidance as to where to start. We do start up here, we do the curly caterpillar. So we do a great big circle, hit the hand around, and then we come back up to that spot and then down past the thumb. And that's our number 9. And then last but not least, it can also help them with the number 10. We know we see lots of this when they're writing 10 when they're first learning. They know it's a 0 and a 1. They don't really understand the difference between 10s and 1s. Watch my other video on that. But this helps them to remember, here's their hand. They've got the straight line 1 there going down alongside their hand. And then the 0 goes beside it. So that helps them to write their 10 as well. So that's a really great one if they're doing it. Like I said, if they're left-handed, you cannot have your left hand out. So what can they do? You can get a piece of paper, draw around their hand, make sure that thumb is out as an L shape, and then very carefully cut that out. And then they can practice their numbers using this one there. Now, some of you may think, oh, but mine aren't writing such great big numbers anymore. They're using them quite small. First of all, this is about letting them think, use their hand on the paper to think, where do they start with their pen? And then they can write them smaller. Or you may want to create a smaller hand so that they can write numbers that are smaller as they're still using that guide, but you want to bring those number formation down a little bit smaller so they're not doing great big ones. But this is a really great way, one hand, one pen or pencil, one piece of paper, and a really fun way to make them use their hands. And for some children, this will really guide them as they're working in class and at home. Thanks for watching.